So now it's in you. Why? You took the book out, you opened the book, you read the book, you understood the book, you asked the question, and now you understand completely. When that happened, now you take the same book and give to your sister. Everything that you took from their book and is in you, is that still in the book or not? Still there, right? Okay. We good up to this point? आ जाए इमाम की तरफ. When Imam gives his Isme Azam to Jamaat or the upcoming next Imam, he gives the Isme Azam and he puts his Noor and his prayers and he gives to the next Imam. So we will wait until what does next Imam do. But let's talk about this present Imam. You think he's empty of the Noor and the prayers and the Isme Azam? Just like the example of the book. Everything I'm talking about it today, all the knowledge that you are receiving, at the end of the day, will I be empty of all those knowledge? No, right? Okay. So Imam, the day he gives Isme Azam to the next Imam, he gives his Noor as well at that time. Now, we want to come on this side of the equation. So upcoming Imam, the day he receives the Isme Azam, also receives the Noor, but what he has not done yet is open it. So what does he need to do? Take it out of the bag, open it. Right? So he starts to recite the Isme Azam. How long does he have to recite the Isme Azam? There are two different interpretations, and I'm going to give you both. And you will see one way or the other, it doesn't matter actually. In the Quran it says it takes about 40 days. Okay, it takes about 40 days. In Quran. Right? That's why we have this number of 40. We're always talking about 40 days, 40 days. Then we also have a number of 7. So does it take 7 days or 40 days? Actually, both numbers are figurative speech. Meaning, just to understand, we have to put our number out. And how do we know that? We say that your mom, I'm sure she does that to you. I'm sure 100%. I've told you 100 times. Why can't you not understand? Right? Does she literally count 100 times? That is a figurative speech. To put an emphasis on something, she said, I told you 100 times. Right? So this number, so don't get stuck to the 40 or the 7. So Imam recites that Isme Azam multiple times. Only difference between Imam or the upcoming Imam and us is that we walk like a turtle and Imam walks in a rocket. So when he recites Isme Azam, he recites that Isme Azam so fast in the quantity and the quality, both. So he reaches that position within, let's say, 7 days or 40 days. So after receiving the Isme Azam, the Noor that was given to him by previous Imam is already there. It does not mean that this Imam is empty of the Noor. And the example of that is if you take a glass of water and you take an empty glass. You put all this water into this glass over here. Now if you look at this glass, one can say the glass is empty. But other one can say, no, there's air inside. Did you see the air coming in? Did you put air in there? What happened? It just came as a default. So the Noor from the one Imam to the other Imam comes as a default of him reciting that Ism-e Azam in the way that he should recite, in the quantity that he should recite, in the quality that he should recite. Because he fulfilled all the conditions correctly, he receives that nur. Meaning, that Ism-e Azam that he had opens up. Remember, everything I'm telling you is just an examples, allegories, so we can understand. Okay? So that's how he receives the nur. Is he an imam at this point? With the nur, you can say, yes, he is. But why is he not imam yet? Because what was he missing? The number 5? The Amr. Because Amr is not there yet. Even though he is the imam. The example I gave was a doctor who had given the test. He passed the test. That is the imam who has given the test and passed the test. He hasn't got the certificate yet. Meaning, he cannot write the prescription, he cannot give us a farman. We cannot do the bayat. Because he does not have what? The amar, the will. Huh? So, Imam receives the nur with the Ism-e Azam. When Imam gives him the Ism-e Azam, when is it completely? When he finishes his quantity, but he doesn't become Imam until the Amar is there. Gee, you wanted to add something? Oh.
So the one thing is, from the practical point of view, that will has already been created by the Imam, right? Now,
so now we are talking about 3 different wills. The day he gives Ism-e Azam to the upcoming Imam, there was his will to make him the Imam. That's the first will. Second will is a written will, which you wrote it down, doesn't matter when. And the third, the day it was read or opened up to the Jamaat. So now that brings you to the next question. This Imam know who the Imam is. This Imam know who the Imam is. The will is for whom? For us. Because that's the day the will is read, so we know who the Imam is. But this Imam knew, and this Imam knew. Only people they did not know was whom? The Jamaat.
now what
Why not? Yeah, वो भी हो सकता है, लेकिन इंशाल्लाह when you get to that point, and when you hear that answers, truly आपकी सोल जो है ना वो खुश और हैप्पी हो जाएंगी. क्यों? कि अब आपको वो ऐसी बात पता होगी जो 12 मिलियन इस्माइली को पता नहीं है. So you will be what? A unique soul with the correct answer. मौला ने हमको बार बार एम्फिसाइज किया, और ये इस अटलांटा के लेख फरमान में जो यस्टरडे को पढ़ा गया, मौला एम्फिसाइज करते हैं कि इंटेलेक्चुअल अगर आप नहीं बनोगे और अगर आपने दुनिया की तालीम हासिल नहीं करी होगी, यानी कि इंटेलेक्चुअल थॉट नहीं होगा और आपके पास तालीम नहीं होगी, तो आप खुदा की क्रिएशन को नहीं समझ पाएंगे. और ऐसा नहीं कि मैं ये बोल रहा हूँ कि उसको आप दुनिया के काम के लिए यूज़ नहीं करें, लेकिन फिर मौला क्या बोलते हैं, लेकिन मेरा प्रेफरेंस ये होगा, मेरा एम्फिसाइज जो होगा वो ये होगा कि आप उसको अपने मजहब को समझने में इस्तेमाल करें.
Yesterday का
कहते हैं जस्ट यस्टरडे अटलांटा का फरमान है, राइट?
17th March.
यानी कि 17 मार्च को, ठीक है ना? तो आ जाए, हम सुदामाशी की विल की बात कर रहे थे. एंड लिसन टू दिस विल एंड ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड द वर्ड, एंड आई एम पैराफ्रेजिंग, ऑलराइट? एंड अगर आपको विल पढ़नी हो तो हम आपको भेज भी सकते हैं, ठीक है? ओके. तो द विल गोज लाइक दिस. सुदामाशी फरमाते हैं कि मैं अपने बाद मेरे बेटे अली सलमान के बेटे करीम को इस्माइली जमात का 49th इमाम बना के जा रहा हूं. And then he says, and this is the part that we need to understand, for whatever reason, if Kareem does not survive me, ये रहीम का क्वेश्चन था Okay, if Kareem does not survive me, then his brother Amin Muhammad will be your next Imam.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Now my question
My
comes,
question is answered. You
right?
need to sit.
Now my question comes कि इमाम को तो हर बात रोशन है, इमाम को हर बात रोशन है. Why is he saying that for any reason if Kareem does not survive, then Amin Muhammad will be your next Imam?
So that was my thinking, that he already knows who it is going to
Then
why
would he say that?
Yeah.
If you think on this will, read this will. I will encourage you strongly.
I'll share with you.
And think on it. It will answer so many of your questions. Because let's say he's writing this will in 1950. Let's say, okay, I don't know when he wrote the will. Let's say 1950. And as the Imam, he knows that he is going to pass away and transfer the Nur to Kareem in 1957. So he's writing the will, says, for any reason, if Kareem, my grandson, does not survive me, meaning he passes away before I do, then his brother will be your next Imam. Okay? So that's what he's writing in this will. But we know, as an Imam, he knows everything. So why would he write that? And remember, Imam does not just write something for the sake of writing. Everything he does has a wisdom hidden in it. Remember, he is the embodied Nur, the most perfect man. So he knows exactly what he was writing. And people who know that there is a large amount of wisdom in that statement. So when we get to that level of class, then when we talk about the Imams, and we will talk about this will again, and not today, many times we're going to talk about this. And then you will see, oh, that's what Imam meant. Because once we understand that 2 plus is 2, 4, but we also understand that so many times multiplied by so many numbers will give us this result. When we understand all those mathematics, then we'll understand the results. How did we get to that 4? And you can say, well, you could have multiply 2 by 2 and still get to 4, or you could have done 2 plus 2 and still get to the 4. Because now you have the picture in your mind. But when you are just in a KG, your teacher don't even talk about multiplication. What do they talk about? 2 plus 2. Because multiplication comes much later on. And then later on they even ask you, can you get the 4 in any other way? And if you know the division, you can say, I can divide 8 into 2 and I still get 4. When do you know that? When you got to that level. Okay? Okay. You were saying better?
So I was kind of thinking, what if the Takmashini happens and then something before the time that Prince Kareem gives his dismazam to someone else to fill that gap, maybe that appointment would take place?
Okay, I understand what the question is. The Hazir Imam, the day he became Imam, he already knew who the next Imam would be, even though he was not even married or have any children. Remember, he has a Nur. Okay, this is a little bit hard to understand, but we can do it. We can do it. All right. Think about on our level. How far can you see right now? Can you see the car that I have parked outside? Why you cannot see it outside? Because you can say the door or the wall is on the way, right? What about if you are standing over there by the window? You're still inside the home, but you're standing over there by the window. Can you see the car? Yes. What about if you are on top of this roof? Yes. What about if you are on a helicopter? Yes. Why? Because now you are looking at something from the above, and your view is clear. There's no obstacle in middle, no door, no wall. Imam's view with the Nur is like that. To us, there is a past. To us, there is a future. And we only can live in what? Present. For Imam, they are way above over here. To them, the past and the future, everything at this present time. And another example of that, okay? Have you ever seen ants? When they are walking, they all walk in like hundreds. You've seen, right? All the ants are walking. Right? Have you seen it? Ever? Okay. Think of the first ant, and then think of the ant in the middle, and think of the ant at the end. You are sitting on the sofa, and you're watching those 100, 150 ants going by. To the ant in the front, the ant in the back, that is the future, because she cannot see the ant in the back. The ant in the middle, she may be able to see little bit ants in the front and few more ants in the back. To her present is about this much. The ant in the back may be able to see even more further, even all the way to the middle. So from the future, it's easy to see past. Right? Now, you sitting over here at the sofa, are you looking at the ant's past, ant present, or ant future? You can say, I'm looking at all three. Aren't you? You're looking at ant's present, in the middle, ant past, and ant future at the same time. Why? Because in the size you are much bigger, you're sitting on top of this thing, so you're looking from the top. And because of that, you can see all the tense, the future tense, the past tense, and the present. Right? But for those ants, that is not possible. We are like those ants. And Imam is looking from way above. For him, our past, our present, and our future, all is in present tense. You see that? So that is the example. If that is the case, then Sultan Muhammad Shah knew exactly who the next Imam would be. Number one, he knew Shah Karim will survive. He knew all that. So why would he write that in his will? There has to be a reason. Maybe he's trying to tell us something. Remember, the will is for whom? For the Jamaat. Because Shah Karim already knew he was going to be the Imam.
That's a legal thing. He has to write that's a legal form.
So what about in past time?
He write down in the legal form.
History.
Right?
वो तो आज हमारा है ना?
Yeah.
So let's take that legal form all the way back to Imam Hussain time. You think Imam Hussain wrote a will? Probably not.
No.
Right? So the legal argument goes away.
But yeah, I mean,
Right?
that,
Because we are living in that time where the legal document matter to us. Right? Because we are living in that time. Exactly.
Imam knew that who's going to be Imam. That's why his thoughts and
He
love
knew.
did not.
Definitely 100%.
100%.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. No doubt.
Yeah.
लेकिन ये जो विल लीगल डॉक्यूमेंट की जो आर्गुमेंट है ना, वो इमामों के ऊपर अप्लाई नहीं होती है, आज के टाइम पर अप्लाई होती है हमारे लिए. क्योंकि हमारे लिए आज जरूरी क्या हो गया है कि वी वांट टू सी समथिंग इन राइटिंग. ये हमारे लिए हो गया है. तो जैसा इस किताब के अंदर आप देखेंगे या कोई भी किताब के अंदर आप पढ़ते हैं तो आप क्या बोलते हैं, ओके ये बात जो हो रही है ना वो यहाँ से आई है, तो ये हम बोलते हैं ये बात जो है ना वो यहाँ से आई है, वी कनेक्ट. आज हमारी ये हैबिट है. लेकिन एक ज़माने में क्या होता था, मेरी माँ ने बोला तो वो दुरुस्त है. वी नेवर आस्क्ड मॉम कि भाई तुमने कहाँ से सुनी थी ये बात. वी नेवर डिड. राइट? आज के ज़माने के लिहाज से वो विल बिकम्स इम्पोर्टेंट पार्ट और इम्पोर्टेंट डॉक्यूमेंट्स फॉर द जमात एंड फॉर द रेस्ट ऑफ द वर्ल्ड. वो आज के ज़माने का फनामिना है, ना कि अ पार्ट ऑफ द प्रैक्टिस ऑफ द इमामत. ऐसा नहीं है. So inshallah, let's read the will on our own and ponder on it and see कि क्या उसके अंदर से आपको मिलता है. And otherwise, remember, we are all here. to explore. And inshallah, we will explore all these things. And we will, inshallah, understand our tariqah much, much better. And we will understand everything we do. Everything we do in Jamaatana, we need to understand. We should not just do it. We should not just walk into Jamaatana and say, hey, Zinda, without knowing what we are saying. You know, we should not just, look at the Nandi and say, oh, acha ye Nandi hai, aur mehmani hai, awal sufra hai, chanta hai, niyaz hai, dua karani hai. What about Mukhi Sahib and Kamle Sahib? We need to think of all of these things and learn about it so we may become actual dai of Ismaili tariqah. हमसे जब कोई बाहर का आदमी पूछे और अंदर का आदमी पूछे, doesn't matter. Your friends, when they ask you, you should be able to say two things. One, yes, I know, let me give you an answer. Or you should be able to say, give me a day. I'll find out for you and give you the answer. You should never ever say, don't worry about it, it doesn't concern me, I don't know, I don't think anybody knows. Who knows? We should never say those words. Because our religion stands on intellectual. Our madhab is not hocus pocus. We just don't do things because my mom and dad told me, my grandparents told me. We do things because we understand and then we do it.
Do you want to end with a Ginan? Yeah, you want to say? You have a question?
Just want to...
So inshallah,
गिरान कौन पढ़ाएगा? या बिकॉज ज़माने में सबसे बड़ा जो इम्तहान जो है ना वो हमारे टाइम पे है कि टाइम निकाल के इट्स सो इंटरेस्टिंग ही सेड कि वी कैन गेट द आंसर्स इन 10 days 10 weeks and 10 months एंड हमारी रिस्ट्रिक्शन क्या है? टाइम. तो वी हैव स्पेंड सो मेनी इयर्स इन आवर लाइव्स वर्ल्डली चीज़ें पे गेन करने में. हाउ मच टाइम डू वी हैव इवन नाउ? मतलब बोलते कल कभी नहीं आएगी, आज. हाउ डू वी डू दैट? सो ये आई थिंक इसके लिए हमको दुआ करने की सख्त ज़रूरत है, अपने लिए भी अपने बच्चों के लिए भी. बिकॉज इफ वी विल हैव टाइम में बरकत होगी, देन ओनली वी कैन डू दिस. अदरवाइज द वर्ल्ड इज लाइक ऐसा होता है पूरे पंजे गाड़ के रखे.
When you are curious to get the knowledge, I'm telling you, it will come to you so automatically, and you will, it's like magnet. You will just it comes automatically, but it's just you need to have this curiosity.
Yeah, शुक्र मौला. चले शायद
बीमारी तकलीफ दूर करे, में जो पूरी मतलब सुखी सलामत आबाद मतलब सवासान जवाब थाने अगर हिम्मत है मतलब हकीकती समझ मतलब तरसन ने हिकमत दे, हिकमत समझने हिम्मत दे, मतलब इल्म गिरान हासिल करने अल्लाह हिम्मत शक्ति आमीन.
शुक्रिया. बहुत नवाजिश.
So मेरा अगर ये